Hello there, my gorgeous soul peeps and soul fam. Today we are here with another Tarot by Cassy reading asking what is happening in this relationship. So obviously this is a reading for people who are currently in a relationship. Potentially you could be in a relationship but not in contact or in low contact with the person. But it is for someone who knows who their someone is, and that's who we will be asking about. So as always, guys, it's a general reading. Please take only what resonates, leave what doesn't for someone who needs it. I've just realized I forgot to light my candles before the reading started, so let's just do that now. If you want to skip all of this part and jump straight into your reading, you can use the timestamps, which will be listed in the description and in the comments. To those people who have subscribed to me recently and or left a comment or a like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I appreciate it. My little channel is very slowly starting to grow, and I am starting to connect with people that I have never met, and it is really exciting. I can't tell you how much my heart is warmed when I open up my phone, check my stats, and see that there has been more views, or especially that someone has commented. If you are listening to this reading and you're one of my commenters, you have no idea how much joy you've brought me. Thank you so much. Same to the subscribers. But guys, I will also list the cards that I use in the description as well, just in case you're interested in any of them. Today we are going with the Trust Yourself Tarot, my deck. The cards that we're using here are from the Twin Flames, Soulmates, Higher Love, Wisdom, Spirit, Oracle cards. We will also be using good old-fashioned Doreen, Virtue, Romance, Angel cards. And lastly, for some more information, we'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle, and this is the pocket deck. So they will all be listed in the description. Most of you know the drill already and can probably jump ahead. I often use the numbers that the piles, sorry, like the timestamps, whatever number resonates for me in the timestamps, that's how I pick my cards. But you might pick them from the card or from the little significators that I have added to them. So, pile number 1, Telepathy, number 38, and we have the anatomically correct heart here. My daughter made these little clay inclusions for me. They are a very, very talented artist. Pile number 2, we have Tantric Awakening, number 21. And this sunflower. Pile number 3, we have False Twin, number 18. And the Crescent Moon. And pile number 4, we have Spiritual Warrior, number 42. And this gorgeous little couple who are embracing one another. So guys, you can pick more than one pile if more than one resonates. If you are in a pile and you're finding it's not resonating, you can always jump out of it and into another pile. If you don't think that any of the piles resonate with you, then you are welcome to jump into another reading or even find another reader. Do whatever works for you, but we shall get into it. So I will see you in your reading. Hello there, my gorgeous pile number 1s. If you chose number 38, Telepathy, and or the anatomical heart, then you are my pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. So, off the bat, number 38, telepathy is a great gift from the divine, intended to be good. It is usually done through the crown chakra or third eye chakra. Spirit is asking you to listen inside and speak with them. Okay, so I'm already getting that what is happening in this relationship is something that you're aware of. I feel that even if it's only on an instinctive level at the moment, not necessarily a logical level, you know what is happening in this relationship. I feel that you are very, very connected with this person, and it might almost feel as though you are able to read their mind, or they're able to read your mind, or both. It could feel that you guys are very, very in sync with one another, in as much as you really can almost read the other person's thoughts. But it also may be that you are able to read their thoughts, they're able to read yours, but the relationship is not in sync at the moment, and that is what is concerning you. This could be a twin flame situation. So I've explained this once before in another reading. Soulmates tend to feel very content and relaxed around each other. The relationship seems to flow quite smoothly, whereas twin flames are the relationships that are designed to mirror ourselves back to us. So they can often cause a lot of conflict. There can be a lot of passion, which can turn into a lot of toxicity because there can potentially be a lot of fighting and a lot of stress, and they can often run in cycles. So a cycle of getting together, very passionate, very fiery, very exciting, but also very damaging, a breakup, and some time spent apart from one another, where if you use the time wisely and to focus on what it is that you need to heal from, what you need to grow from, that can lead you to coming back to a better place, particularly if your partner has been doing that same self-work and growth work during your time apart. But if one or both of you have not been, the cycle will simply continue with coming back together, more fiery energy, more passion, more excitement, but more damaging situations, another breakup, and so on and so forth. And these sorts of relationships can go in circles forever, or you can actually step up, be the bigger person, and focus on self-improvement and growth, so that then when you're mirroring back to that person, they start to do the same things and the relationship can evolve. So that's just a quick overview of twin flames and soulmates. I don't know which one this is just based on that one card. We'll grab some more information from the twin flame soulmates deck, but you guys will know in yourself what your relationship looks like, whether it is tumultuous, feels like it's going in circles, or whether you feel very calm and contented with one another. The storm, number 10. Only when you learn to dance in the rain do you gain freedom from the storm. Spirit is asking you to pick your song. Okay, guys, so I'm getting that this is not a harmonious relationship at this point in time. There is a lot happening and you are feeling not particularly connected to this person, even though, how can I put this? On a thought form level, you feel like you know exactly what this person is thinking, and it feels like they even know what you're thinking, to the point that sometimes that can feel a little bit scary because it almost feels like they're in your head. But I feel that there has been a lot of tumultuous situations and events around this relationship, but you are being called to dance in that storm. So you are being told that this is what is supposed to be happening. Whatever shakeups are going on at the moment, this is precisely what you are supposed to be experiencing in this relationship in the moment, and you need to find a way to dance in the storm. So even if it is that you guys are facing some sort of separation at the moment, this is a time for you to grow, change, become a better person. If you're wanting to come back to this person, which I imagine you are, or you wouldn't be in a relationship reading about them, unless I have actually done some relationship readings, listened to some relationship readings, I should say, where I have just wanted the answer to be that that person's going to go away, and it hasn't been the answer. And then it's lucky that it worked out that way, because that person is my husband and I'm very, very happily with them at the moment. But we did spend time learning and growing and changing in the times when things weren't going so well and we were apart. So that can still definitely be the case. You might be here wishing this person away, but I'm very much getting the feeling that you want to be with this person. You want this situation to resolve itself. But at the moment, the waters are not calm. It's very stormy. It's very difficult to see ahead. It's very hard to see the good sides in this relationship. This is a time for you to take a step back. And we've got number 10 here, which is completion. Also adds to 1, which is new beginnings. So it's time for you to focus on yourself, what you can be doing for yourself, how you can best care for yourself, so that you can dance in this storm, and that if and when you do come back together with this person, you're in a much better place to be in this relationship. Vishudha, and I'm not going to get all of these cards right. I will say it right off the bat. I'm very sorry. And we have 2 and 8 here, which also adds to 10. So again, completion, and then to 1, new beginnings. And 3 and 8 adds to 11. So if we add that together, 2 equals harmony, cooperation, patience, and, funnily enough, relationships. So, Vishuddha, you will find your inner truth within your throat chakra. Self-expression is your portal to the spirit world because it starts with truth and communication. Do you lie to others or accept the lies of others without confrontation? Spirit is asking you to take a step back and face the truth in your situation. Yeah, so I very much feel like at this point in time, you're either in separation from this person, or potentially you guys need to be taking a break from one another. And now that may not be necessarily a complete split, like you have to entirely end the relationship, but it's time for you to start focusing inward, focusing on what is important to you, knowing that if you are close enough to this person to feel telepathically connected to them, that that connection isn't going to die just because you decide to take some time out and focus on yourself in this moment, and to try and focus on what your truth is, what the truth of the situation is. Is this relationship really a good relationship for you to be in? Is it bringing about the best for you personally? Is it bringing about the best for the person that you love? Are you guys actually trapped and going in circles and stuck in that cycle that I spoke about? Passion, excitement, toxicity, split, so on and so forth, rinse and repeat. Is this a time for you to be actually taking a step back and focusing on what it is that you want, what your needs are, and what is best for you at this point in time? And also, we do have here spirits asking you to listen inside again and to speak with them. So now you're being asked to turn your attention inward and almost away from this relationship. The storm is happening and you are being asked to dance in it by focusing on what is important to you, what your needs are, what things aren't being met for you in this relationship, and to ask yourself the hard questions. Is this a relationship that can be turned around? Is this person going to grow when they see that you are growing and changing, or are they likely to stay stagnant and stay stuck and you aren't able to move forward with them? So we'll get some cards from the romance angels, asking Spirit, what is happening in this relationship? Okay, I've been struggling with getting any jumping cards lately, and all of yours have come flying out. Passion, allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. Okay, so again, talking about this passion that can seem so exciting and so wonderful, but it can also be very detrimental if the passion turns toxic and it's a lot of fighting and a lot of people will fight and then they will have their makeup, and especially if you throw in makeup sex, it makes everything seem so much more passionate and exciting, and you feel very, very tied to that person through that passion, through that energy. But is that what is healthy for you? Is your heart singing with joy at the moment? Is your soul singing with joy? So I feel like this also talks about the storm, taking a step back, even if you are on your own, either within the relationship or you have cut off contact and so you are physically on your own. It is time for you to really focus on the things that bring joy into your life. What are those things? And have any of those things been removed because of your relationship? So potentially you have stopped spending time with friends. Maybe there's things you like doing for yourself that you haven't really been engaging in because you've been busy focusing on this relationship. Soulmate, lovely. Yes, this is your soulmate. So guys, even if you are in times of trouble at the moment, what I am very much seeing is that you are supposed to be with this person. This is a relationship that's worthwhile and you are meant to be with them. I'm just going to get one more from this deck. But right now, it is time for you to focus on yourself. And maybe you're, in doing so, you're even going to allow this person to focus on themselves too. Maybe you have been so wholly and solely focused on them that they have been unable to focus on themselves. And now it's time for you guys to look within, focus on yourselves, knowing that you do have this telepathic connection. You are soulmates, forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Yeah, so I feel like this is a relationship that hasn't always run smooth, pile number one. That there has been a lot of difficulties, things have been uncomfortable, and whether you are in contact with this person or not, this is probably a really rough time in the relationship right now, and you're wondering where it's going. You wouldn't be in a reading asking what is happening in this relationship if you weren't wondering where it's going. It's time for you to forgive. It's time for you to release, and especially with learning here as well. This is what I was saying over here. It's time for you to actually learn and grow and focus on what it is that you need, what's in your best interest. Take a step back, allow your partner to do the same thing so that they can learn and grow and you guys can come back together in a much healthier state than where things are at the moment. I'm going to grab some cards now from the Wisdom of the Oracle. See if we can get a little bit more background. What is happening in this relationship for my pile number ones? But yeah, this person is supposed to be in your life. This is not... It can also, too, that's the other thing. I don't know because I haven't really researched it, but I'm assuming that a twin flame relationship can eventually evolve into a soulmate relationship if you are both learning the lessons that mirroring one another is actually bringing in for you. So I do think, personally, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, and I might be wrong, but I'm often wrong, so that's fine. I'm used to that. That you can turn a twin flame relationship into a soulmate relationship by growing and learning from what the relationship is trying to teach you. Beautiful, perfect. Number 40, co-create. And I love this so much. 28, building blocks. Yeah, so I feel like right now, guys, you are in, probably this could even be a very early stage relationship. Maybe you haven't been with this person for a really long time, but alternatively, you could have been with them for a long time and experienced a lot of cycles and a lot of feeling very unsure in the relationship, and then other times feeling really connected and really safe in the relationship and just not knowing which direction it is going in. And maybe right now is a rocky time and that's why you're here in this reading, but you are definitely building something together. You are co-creating something together, something bigger than both of you, something that is really loving and long-lasting and could be something really, really special, something really passionate. You could be able to turn any of that toxic behavior, fighting, arguing, nitpicking, not being able to move past various things with one another, into genuine passion, into feeling joyful, into feeling like your soul is singing. Right now, you're being told that what you're experiencing is actually giving you the building blocks to create something better in your relationship, to be able to move forward into a much better, much calmer, much more beautiful place. Anything this person has done wrong, obviously, if they have done you so dirty, there's a point where you just can't forgive, or you can forgive, but you can't forget. You need to move on. But I'm not getting that. I'm not saying anything here to tell me that there has been anything that has really done you wrong to the point that you can't let go of it. But the things that have happened, fights, disagreements, disappointments, any sort of letdowns, it's time for you to let that go, and it's time for you to learn from what that experience has taught you as well, and to very much look within. So we've got so many cards that speak about learning, looking within, learning the lessons at this point in time. But even if this feels like a very difficult point in time for you, pile number one, this is a positive. This is going to bring about better things in your relationship. It's going to allow you to co-create something beautiful with one another. And it's giving you the building blocks to create a better relationship than the one that you have started out with. So it's definitely a positive message, my pile number ones, but you need to retreat a little and focus in on yourself and the lessons that you need to learn, and see what is important for you to take from this whole situation and how you can turn things around so that you can be in a better place with this person. And maybe you do nitpick, maybe you do have a lot of issues with this person and it feels very difficult to let that go. Now is the time to release that and try to focus on your own personal growth, what you can do in yourself to create better circumstances around you, not just in your relationship, but in your life in general. So as I said, if you have left things behind, stopped seeing friends, maybe given up on a hobby, your focus has just become very much on your partner, it's time for you to reach out, branch out, start doing those things again that you used to love, focusing on yourself. And that is not selfish, it is self-love, in order to bring about more love in your relationships. And that's not just your romantic relationships, but all relationships. If you love yourself, you are able to see the world through eyes of much more compassion than what you currently can if you are really down on yourself, or dare I say it, even really dislike or hate yourself. I hope that's not anybody in my vibe tribe, but if it is, it's time to stop that, and it's time to focus on the good in your life, the things that you're passionate about, the things that bring you excitement. And in doing so, you will bring this person into your life as a soulmate, rather than a twin flame, rather than someone who is just going to cause you grief, We constantly learn and change from every relationship that we're in, even a soulmate relationship. But if it is a twin flame relationship right now, and it feels very, very difficult, it is possible to bring calm and clarity and a lot more love into this situation by letting go of whatever has happened in the past and focusing on yourself, listening to your instincts and your intuition, and hearing what messages are meant for you. So now from my deck, beautiful, Six of Cups, revisiting the past, nostalgia, innocence, joy, action, effort, focus, reunion, that's key here, rewards, and ending. So yeah, guys, I really feel like this is a person that you're supposed to be with. I am kind of getting the impression that you've been with this person for quite some time, and maybe things aren't really tumultuous. Maybe they've just grown really dull. Maybe you're just wondering if this person is even really still all that into you, because things have become very stagnant, and it does feel like you know each other back to front. You can just about read each other's minds. You know what they're thinking, they know what you're thinking, and things have gotten dull and have started to die off a bit, and you're wondering if that passion is going to come back. You're wondering if that person really actually is your soulmate, and the answer to that very much is yes. This does feel, as I said, like someone that you have been with or known for a very long time. But the reunion here, we've got all these cards saying that yes, there will be a coming back together. So as I said, unless either you're completely out of contact, you're considering breaking contact, or you're just really not connecting with your person at this point in time, Spirit wants you to know that you guys will connect. Revisiting the past to look over it in order to be able to forgive whatever you might still be holding on to, and also to remind yourself of those good times as well. It can be easy to focus on what's wrong and forget to focus on all of those wonderful things that our partner has done for us that made us love them in the first place. But there will be definite rewards for you if you're able to do that, even with the focus in this card here as well. Focusing on yourself, focusing on your passions, focusing on what brings you alive and makes you feel good, so that you are able to start seeing the building blocks to create your way back to the relationship that you really want. You are going to need to take action. You are going to need to put in effort. Okay, so the Tower, sudden change, chaos, revelation, awakening, fresh starts, rebuilding from stronger foundations. Yeah, so guys, I'm really getting the impression that there is some sort of break going on in this relationship. A breakup, or just a break, just a feeling of things aren't working out at the moment. You're connected with this person, but you are feeling very, very distanced from them, and you are very much wondering how things are going to fall. And I love that we have the Tower, but we also have building blocks, building from a stronger foundation. And we can see here how perfectly placed these building blocks all are. What she's standing on here is extremely strong and sturdy. And so I feel that you guys have the ability to co-create a much better future for yourselves. I feel like this maybe started out as a twin flame relationship, and that's where things are starting to come apart now. It's becoming difficult for the relationship to keep going. You guys might be really struggling, and it feels like everything is coming down around you, and this relationship is ending and you're not going to be able to get it back on track. You definitely can, but the key is for you to focus on yourself, focus on letting go, focus on allowing the new to come in and building your life back up, your relationship back up from a stronger foundation. And the Two of Pentacles, juggling priorities, finding balance, choices, time management, prioritization, adaptability, and focus. Yeah, so there we go again with the focus. And definitely with prioritization, I feel like it's time for you to prioritize yourself. Pile number one. Okay, I'm going to take these two, and that will be our last ones to wrap up your message. So the Five of Swords, conflict, competition, defeat, winning at all costs, betrayal, retreat, fairness, and surrender. And then the Four of Pentacles, saving money, security, scarcity, control, balance. Also, though, contentment, emotion, wealth, and inheritance. So yeah, my pile number ones, I definitely feel like you are holding on to something really tightly at this point in time. I'm not really getting money, even though that's what's on the card. I feel that you are possibly holding on really tightly to this relationship, despite there being a lot of words. Okay, let me say that again. You're holding on really tightly to this relationship despite there being a lot of conflict, and it might feel as though both of you are trying to win at all costs, when in actual fact this is not a competition. This is a time for you to retreat and to surrender and to start being fairer to yourself and even fairer to your partner as well. So maybe you have stacked up a list in your head of perceived slights, and they could be real slights, but they could also just be perceived slights, things that this person has done to you that have hurt you, and you're finding it really difficult to let it go. This reading is very much saying that there is definitely hope for this relationship, and hope for a really happy, joyous experience together. Hope for the passion to return without the negativity and toxicity. Hope for this to evolve from a twin flame situation into a soulmate situation. This person's definitely in your life for a reason. You were supposed to be with them. You're supposed to learn the lessons that being with them is actually teaching you. But it's time for you to take a step back, release some of this hold that you have got over the situation, and just focus on what you need to focus on in yourself. The things that bring you joy, the things that bring you passionate feelings, the things that make you excited, things that you used to enjoy doing before you were with this person, and your focus switched to them, and you guys will come back together. But it's very much a time of withdrawing, focusing on yourself, and focusing on what your intentions are as well for the relationship. How would you like the relationship to go? How do you actually see it going in your wildest dreams, and then manifesting that situation into reality? And by taking that step back and allowing that space for that relationship to grow, you are also giving this person the gift of being able to learn who they are, to be able to reestablish their own identity, so that they can come back into the relationship as a whole person as well. So everything doesn't feel that it is so bound together by this relationship that it's the only thing that matters, and the focus is constantly on the relationship instead of actually just being on life itself and how you two partner together through life, through the problems, through the difficult times, through the good times. So while you may feel like you're in a storm at the moment, the message is this is the time to dance in the storm, and the way to do that is by focusing on what brings you joy and allowing for more exciting possibilities to come into your life, rather than focusing solely on the relationship and where it is at. So the more that you're able to learn from mistakes, learn from what is happening, and forgive what has gone before, and just focus on what it is that you really want this relationship to look like. Focus on what it is that you would like your life to look like. So even outside of the relationship, just the things that you would like to bring into your life for you. That's how you will bring this relationship back into alignment. So pile number 1, I hope that resonated. If it did, please hit the like button. Comment if you would like to let me know how the reading resonated. I've been loving the comments. Thank you so much to those of you who have been commenting. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much to the people that have subscribed. I really, really appreciate having you in my little itty bitty vibe tribe. And I might see you in another pile, or I might see you in another reading. Hello there, my pile number 2. If you chose this card, number 21, Tantric Awakening, and or this little sunflower, then you are my pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. So, Tantric Awakening. Sacred sexuality is tender and delicate, intense yet overwhelming. This rebirthing process will require you to be patient and gentle with yourself. Okay, so pile number 2, very interesting. You could be going through this Tantric Awakening yourself at this point in time. Maybe you have recently gotten together with someone and they have really opened up these chakras. The base chakra, I think it's called the sacral chakra, which is related to sex, passion, also creativity, inspiration, and this looks like her heart chakra as well. So these feelings could be very overwhelming, as the card says. Maybe you've been with someone for a long time and suddenly you are starting to see them in a different light. It could even be that you're going through a different stage in your life. I was talking the other day with my husband about how some people in menopause completely lose their sex drive, and other people suddenly have it awakened and are just like, holy heck, what the hell is this? So it could be that you are going through some sort of life change that is creating a tantric or sexual awakening for you. But this could have you wondering about what is coming with your partner, and maybe they're not on the same page as you sexually. I also read that there is, I can't even remember what the statistic is, but generally most people worry about being sexually aligned with their partner, and it turns out most of us aren't. Everybody has different sexual needs, different libidos, different thresholds for how much is too much sex for them. Some people, there is no such thing as too much sex, but maybe this is creating some sort of friction in your relationship. So we'll get some more cards from the Twin Flames Soulmates cards to find out what exactly is happening here and what is coming up for you, what is happening in this relationship. So for my pile number 2s, please, Spirit. It's interesting, pile number 1 cards were jumping all over the place. Yours aren't so much. So this could be something that you even feel quite shy about, that you don't feel comfortable talking about with other people, even your partner themselves. Maybe you are starting to awaken sexually. Maybe you want to try new things with them and you're feeling too scared to talk to them about it. Maybe, and this will only be for a very, very small percentage, but maybe you've even been thinking about opening your relationship up and potentially connecting with other people. But again, that's just going to be a very small percentage of you. Or I could be wrong, it could be the lot of you, and everybody's thinking of that. But no, I'm thinking that's just a small percentage. But whatever this is, I'm feeling that you're not entirely comfortable about it because it's taken a while for anything to jump out at me. So we now have Anahata, 27. Oh, and I should say 2 and 1 adds to 3, creativity, communication, expression, and social interaction. So that makes perfect sense for this card. And then we have 2 and 7, which adds to 10, completion, or 1 and 0 adding to 1, which is new beginnings. The chakra at the center of, this chakra is the center point of all energy flow of both body and spirit. It powers the hand chakras and helps balance the body's energy. Are you prone to hate, fear, or revenge? Do you shut down when love and commitment is mentioned? Spirit is asking you to strengthen this chakra through self-love. Okay, guys, so yeah, maybe you are experiencing an awakening at the moment and it's causing you distress. You're not feeling comfortable about it. You're not feeling comfortable talking to your partner about it. So now is a time for you to focus on loving yourself. And that could, I haven't heard this in any readings before. I don't know if I'm the only reader who has ever said this in a reading, but maybe that could focus on physical self-love, if you catch my drift. Actually opening this chakra up through taking care of your own needs, exploring your body, having some fun with yourself, and seeing where that leads you. Separation, 37, so that's 3 and 7. So again, another completion, but also a new beginning. Separations are orchestrated by universe for us to take a step back and work on ourselves. We have no control over other people, and we should learn to let go of codependent behaviors. Spirit is asking you to learn unconditional love for self. Okay, yeah, again, so more self-love over here. So guys, I feel like you're experiencing an awakening and your partner is not necessarily keeping up in the ways that you are feeling that they need to or that you would want them to. I feel like you are discovering a more passionate, more sexual, more loving side of yourself, and that this is not being reciprocated by your partner, and you are questioning what to do in this situation and where that's going to lead you. And again, if you are considering opening your relationship up at this point, the cards are asking you very much to actually focus within, focus on yourself, turn this energy inward, and to spend time giving yourself a lot of self-love. And that's, as I said, very much in the physical. It could be really talking about actually spending some time pleasuring yourself, doing what feels good for you, and allowing yourself to just focus on yourself right now, not be focused on your partner so much, and that they will maybe even get involved, get invested, get excited, start to lean in the direction that you're leaning in, but it feels like you are starting to grow and change. And this could also just be new inspiration, new creativity, new feelings of wanting to go out and explore life and see more and do more and just be more inspired and more creative in the way that you live your life. So maybe the relationship that you're in has become a bit staid and boring, and you are ready for more to come of it. So we'll get some cards from the romance angels to see if we can get some more information about what is happening in this relationship. But what I'm getting is that you, my beautiful pile number 2, are actually changing in your own self. Maybe this relationship has been a long-term relationship and it's been stuck for a very long time. Interesting deception. This one leapt right out. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship, and I feel like that's you, pile number 2. Not in a bad way, but I feel like maybe you are hiding these feelings. I feel like maybe you have had a rise in passion and it's just not matching where your partner is at. And so you are hiding this and keeping it to yourself, but it's making you feel sad. It's bringing negativity in and you feel separated. You feel alone. So I'm not necessarily getting a sense that you and your partner are separated, but I feel that you are feeling separate from them. You're not feeling that connection that you want to be feeling. You are feeling like you have a lot of emotions, a lot of passion, a lot of things that are starting to boil over, and you are feeling very disconnected from your partner because of that reason. And so you are hiding these feelings. You are not sharing them with your partner. You are keeping them to yourself, and you're wanting more, but you are not getting it because you are not reaching out for it. Very interesting. Wedding. This situation involves marriage. So like I said, I do feel like this is a long-term relationship. Beautiful pile number 2. If this isn't resonating, it's obviously not your pile, but I do feel that this is a relationship that has been long-term and now things are growing and changing for you. And these two leapt out. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So it could even be that you are thinking of someone in the past. Maybe you had a relationship that was very, very passionate, very fiery, very sexual. There was a lot going on in it, and you are caught up thinking about those times because the relationship that you are in at the moment is not necessarily satisfying your needs in the way that you would want it to. And we also have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other, which is very funny because I have just said over here that I think that you are keeping your feelings to yourself. I think that you aren't feeling comfortable with discussing with your partner what your needs are, what you're hoping for them to meet, and it's time for you to actually open up and have that conversation with them. So I feel like there is this dual situation going on where you need to spend some time focusing on yourself, finding ways to bring yourself pleasure, and that could very much be sexually, absolutely could be. This feels like an 18 plus pile going on over here, but it could also just be things that bring you passion, things that bring you excitement, that make you feel good, and that you don't necessarily need to share with your partner, but you could be having conversations with them to find out where you align and what it is that you can connect on so that you are both feeling passion, you are both feeling a tantric awakening. It could even be getting a book on tantric sex and spending some time working through it together so that you are bringing yourselves back together and you are connecting. But I do feel that there are things that you need to release, and maybe even you have been with your ex and they made you feel very asexual. They made you feel very removed from your sexuality and your passionate side, and that has lingered with you, and you have not been passionate and sexual in this relationship. And now you are starting to awaken into these feelings, but you feel uncomfortable because you have never had this discussion with your partner. Things have been going a certain way for a really long time, and now you would like for them to go in a different direction, but you feel that it's too difficult to have this conversation with your partner. But you are being asked to open up and to talk to them and to share with them what it is that you are wanting at the moment. What do you need to get your needs met so that you can actually feel whole within this relationship? So now I'm going to grab some cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck to find out more about what is happening in this relationship. But I feel like there's been a big shift in you, and your partner either hasn't kept up or they're just totally unaware of it because you haven't communicated it with them. And so this relationship, while you are together and have been for some time, and it is very sturdy and steady and there's no sign of separation or breakup in the future, you're feeling separate from your partner. And maybe that's even making them feel very separate from you too. If you're not communicating you're not going to know if they're actually experiencing the same thing, but maybe they are feeling shut out. Maybe they feel like they can't make sense of the way that you have been acting lately. Maybe you're feeling very fired up. This sort of sexual energy that gets stirred up from the sacral chakra can make you feel very fired up, very passionate, very restless, and maybe your partner is very aware of that, but they don't understand what is happening and why it's going this way. Yeah, between worlds. So perfect. Number 3, which is also creativity, communication, expression, and social interaction. So yeah, I feel that this person doesn't know what is happening for you, pile number 3, and beautiful pile number 2, and it's making it difficult for them to be able to work with you because they can feel some sort of distance and separation from you, but they don't know what is causing it. Co-create. Gorgeous. This is something that you guys want to be working on together. You don't want to be all alone in this. So definitely, as I said, it can be a time to focus on self-pleasure, be it sexual, be it just having like a beautiful bath that you run for yourself and put flower petals and Epsom salts into, or giving yourself a manicure and pedicure. Focusing on self-love, but also having conversations with your partner about what it is that you need from them. And we've got To the Sea, number 7, spirituality, analysis, inner wisdom, and introspection. So there we go with the introspection again. I'm also going to check the book for that one because I'm not getting a lot from that just based on the keywords. So To the Sea, essential meanings: being in flow, returning to source, recognizing how pieces fit together, and natural pattern of events. So yeah, I feel returning to source, that means focusing on your body. And again, that could even be just doing things like somatic exercises, dancing, breath work, really connecting to your inner self, because this sacral awakening is much more than just suddenly feeling really horny and like you're just desperate for some sex. It's about opening up in a way that you haven't before, and that it feels very unusual and very unfamiliar and can be extremely confronting. And so I feel even here, the way that she's sitting in this boat, it does remind me of a beautiful self-love bath, of just really taking care of yourself physically, doing things that feel like pampering, that feel like self-love, things that feel very hedonistic and make you feel really special and wonderful and beautiful. I feel that it's time for you to connect with yourself, but you also need to be having conversations with your partner about what is happening for you, and you might find that they actually step up, and that these heart-to-heart conversations bring about a whole new dynamic into your relationship that you haven't experienced yet. Justice. Justice, fairness, truth, cause and effect, law, balance, kindness, integrity, accountability, and rest. So yeah, I feel that there needs to be a rebalancing. So this does feel like a relationship that has been around for a long time, but things are out of balance at the moment. You're not feeling connected. You're not feeling as though you're really able to talk to this person. And in doing so, will have cause and effect. Having a conversation will create a new energy around the relationship that you're in, especially with the Queen of Wands. Courage, confidence, charisma, independence, joyous, leader, warmth, inspiration, and determination. So yeah, pile number 2, I feel like you need to lead this discussion. You need to lead the changes in this relationship that you want to see. This person isn't going to be able to figure this out without you actually guiding them and letting them know where they need to go. 4 of Cups, contemplation, apathy, reevaluation, inaction, dissatisfaction, refusing to see what's on offer. So yeah, I feel again with the 4 of Cups in the traditional deck, it is very much refusing to see what's on offer and what is in front of you. I feel like you have someone who is probably quite receptive to what it is that you have to say, and maybe they are also ready for a change. You're feeling dissatisfied is what I'm getting. There is a dissatisfaction in the level of passion that you have in this relationship, and you are wanting to step things up. But I get the impression that you're almost wanting your partner to read your mind in this, to just come home, pick you up and throw you onto the bed. And that is not something that's going to happen, because your partner, I am getting, is not aware of what your needs are. And I feel that They feel that you are dissatisfied. They feel that you are separating from them. They feel that you are in a different headspace than what you used to be, but they're not going to be able to figure this out without your input, without you being very honest and open with them. And now we have the devil. Addiction, struggle, secrecy, dependence, desires, powerless, honesty, giving too much, and rest needed. So yeah, I feel that with the desires and powerless, you have desires, you have things that you would like to explore. You are interested in stepping out from where you are currently in your relationship. And again, that could be sexually, or it could actually just be that you are just really desperate to go out on a date night. You really want to spend some time with your partner doing something different, doing something exciting. So I feel that this relationship has grown a bit stale, and you have allowed that to happen by not communicating what your needs are openly. And so your partner doesn't know what it is that you are looking for, and it is time for you to be more honest with them. It's time for you to spend some time going within and working out exactly what it is that you really want. But then it's time for you to open up to them and let them know how they can bring that in for you. Ten of Swords. Unavoidable endings, deep wounds, betrayal, loss, crisis, defeat, worry, and a reminder to endure. So yeah, I feel like that also matches in here with the release your ex card. I feel that there are things that you are carrying that makes it, maybe you even had an ex that you expressed sexual desires to and they rejected you, and that has left you feeling really uncomfortable about being able to express yourself in the relationship that you're in now. But I feel that what is happening in this relationship is that a new safe space is evolving to allow you to actually have conversations that you need to have with your partner to let them know that you are looking for more at the moment. You want more passion. You want more excitement. You want more care. You want more love. You want more, what can I say? You want more attention, and you want more emphasis placed on the physical. That's what I'm trying to say. So you want to spend more time, just even if it's just holding your partner's hand, hugging them, giving them a kiss on the cheek, getting a butt smack as you walk past. You just want a bit more excitement, some more thrills, and you want to connect with them over it. You don't want this from somebody else. As I said, you might possibly want to open up your relationship, and that would definitely be a conversation that you have to have honestly and heart to heart with your partner. But it could just be that you want more from them, but you're hiding this at the moment. You don't feel comfortable to share it. And so until you do feel comfortable, you can definitely spend time looking within, focusing on yourself, and definitely learning to have unconditional love for yourself, not feeling any shame for any of the needs or desires that you are feeling at this point in time. Maybe you guys actually have sex every single night of the week, but it's boring. Maybe you need to spice things up and you're really wanting to, but you just don't know how to raise that with your partner. But this reading is telling me that they are very open to learning what it is that you want, so they no longer feel between worlds. They no longer feel as though you guys are in love but something is wrong and they're not sure how to bridge that gap. They want to co-create a better future with you, something that is what you want, something that's more exciting and is going to bring more fulfillment into the relationship. But in order for you to bring that about, you need to talk to them. You need to release yourself from this secrecy and struggle and allow your desires to come to the surface so that this person knows what it is that you want and they can give it to you. So pile number 2, this was a really interesting reading. I've never had one like this before, honestly. But if it resonated, please hit like. If you feel that someone else might resonate with it, please share. Thank you so much to everyone who has commented. It has absolutely meant the world to me. If you want to let me know how the reading resonated, please do share a comment, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do. And to those of you who have, thank you so, so much. I appreciate you beyond words. So pile number 2, I might see you in another pile, or I might see you in another reading. Hello there, my pile number 3. If you chose false twin number 18 and or this little crescent moon, then you are my pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Whoop, got to put him over there. For pile number 3, and false twin, there would be no light without darkness. The lessons of a karmic or false twin can teach us self-love, strengthen our intuition, and help us detach for a more beautiful perspective of the world. Spirit is asking you to step back and see the lessons. Okay, so I'm getting the impression that this is an intense relationship that you are in, and that there has been a lot of maybe arguing, a lot of drama, a lot of toxicity, and now it's time to take a step back from this relationship and see what needs to be learnt in what has happened to you so far. We also have divine timing, number 3, which is creativity, communication, expression, and social interaction. Time is an illusion of perception. Trust in divine timing and that it has a plan for you. You are going to be okay no matter what. Okay, yeah, so pile number 3, I'm getting the sense that this relationship is a bit rough and you are struggling. And we have detachment, number 15, which adds together to 6, which is responsibility, nurturing, balance, and community. Sometimes we have to detach in order to gain clarity about a situation. Nothing outside of you will fix an inside problem. Spirit is asking you to take a step back and get a different perspective. Yep, so you will be okay no matter what, pile number 3. If this relationship requires you to take a step back, which it very much seems like it does, especially with the false twin here, there are a lot of lessons that are going on for you in this relationship right now that you need to take some time out to process. You need to take a step back and focus on yourself and what it is that you need to do in yourself so that you can grow in this situation. So I do feel that this is a twin flame type of situation, and as I explained in pile number 1, we have soulmates, which are very contented, very calm, sometimes even to the point of being quite boring relationships, whereas twin flame relationships can feel very exciting, very passionate, but they can also turn very toxic when that passion can turn into fighting, temper tantrums, butting heads against one another. But you are supposed to be where you are right now. So that doesn't mean that you're supposed to be in this relationship forever and that you're meant to stay stuck in this loop of positive, negative, splitting up, coming back together. It is time for you to detach. And again, this could mean that you need to separate from this person completely. We'll get some angel cards to see what else we get. Or it could just mean that you need to take a step back from the relationship itself, in as much as you can still be with this person, but it's time for you to remove your focus from them, detach, and start focusing on you and what you need to learn in this situation so that you can grow, you can improve. But this is meant to be happening. This is the path that you are supposed to be on at this point in time. Interesting. Children. Your love life is being affected by children. So that could quite literally be that you have kids together, they have kids, you have kids. Something is causing this relationship to be difficult around children, or it could be that you've got inner child self-work that you need to be doing. So something could have happened to you as a child that's making it difficult for this relationship to work right now and is causing problems. And it could be that you need to detach to do that inner child work so that you can become a more whole person. Also, we have release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So yeah, pile number 3, I feel like you're carrying around a lot of baggage. And what is happening in this relationship is that baggage is actually causing issues in the relationship. And if it's not you, it could actually be your partner. Potentially they have got a lot of inner child work that they need to do, and maybe they need to release an ex. Maybe they have to clear their energy. And it's time for you to detach from this situation until they clear their energy and sort themselves out so that they are ready to be the partner that you deserve. But again, this is divine timing. So you could have even come into this person's life in order to help them to clear that energy and to move on from whatever it is that has been holding them back. And it could be with this false twin that it's not necessarily even a twin flame relationship, that this is someone who has come in just to teach you the lessons that you need to learn, and so that they can learn the lessons that they need to learn, but that this isn't necessarily a forever situation. And we have heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. So yeah, pile number 3, this one feels like a very difficult relationship that is quite fraught with anxiety and stress and maybe a lot of arguments, or if not arguments, maybe a lot of silence. There hasn't been a lot of really honest conversations going on in this relationship, and someone is holding on to baggage that they need to let go at this point in time, and it is creating problems. And I'm even getting the feeling that potentially one or both of you are acting like children in this situation. Very blunt, gonna be honest, but it could be that you are just going in circles and refusing to look at the lessons that this relationship has to teach you, and that you are not growing from those lessons, and that it is time for you to take that step back to gain some clarity, to get an idea of what is actually happening, what is this relationship trying to teach you, so that you can move on to bigger and better things. And whether that's within this same relationship, or whether it's actually bringing someone new into your life that you can have a better relationship with, it's time for you to detach and take a step back. But this situation was very much meant to be. So if you're wondering, why are you with this person? Why is this person with me? Why aren't things working for us at this point in time? This is the path that you are supposed to be on, because there is significant opportunity to learn and grow from this relationship, but you need to be willing to take a step back in order to work out what these lessons are and what you need to learn. And then you need to come back together with this person and be very honest and very open with them about what your needs are, what you want from them, what you want the relationship to look like. We're going to grab some cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle for some more information about what is happening in this relationship. But this is definitely a period of opportunity for a lot of soul growth. My pile number 3, it's a chance for you to really examine who you are and what you want. Okay, yin. Number 2, which 2 is about harmony, cooperation, patience, relationships, and always about balance. And yin is the feminine side of the yin and yang. So being in your feminine energy and community as well. So I feel like this is also saying that you need to balance your energy. Maybe you have been a very dominant force in this relationship up until now, trying to keep the wheels on the track, and you have been focused on guiding the relationship, where now it's time for you to take a step back, be more in your divine feminine energy. And so you could also be a male, and that still applies. Allowing your vulnerability to come through. Maybe you need to let your walls down. Definitely with the detachment here, we've got this great big wall in between these two people. So it might be time for you to actually let your walls come down, detach, so that you feel like detach from the immediate situation, and just focus on yourself and tapping into your vulnerability, tapping into your gentler side. And also community, I feel like, and community is number 8, which is empowerment, success, finance, and authority. I feel like it's time for you to reach out to your community. So that could be friends, family, people who know you and understand you and can help to give you perspective on what it is that you need to know about this relationship, even having heart-to-heart conversations with the people in your community. But branching out and reaching outside of this relationship to get your needs met, knowing that one person can't meet all of your needs, and that you need to rely on more than one person to get all of the things that you need from any relationship. And now we've got a whole bunch that wanted to jump out from the Tarot by Cassy deck. We've got the 7 of Cups, opportunities, multiple choices, wishful thinking, illusion, searching for purpose, fantasy, and indecision. Yeah, so I feel that this relationship is a bit all over the shop. There's a lot of indecision. There's a lot of questioning whether this is what is supposed to be. There's wishful thinking about what you would like the relationship to look like, and it just doesn't at the moment. But there are definitely opportunities, and there are multiple choices for the way that things go. So this is not just in the hands of the other person. You can choose how you want this to go. You can choose if you want to keep going with this relationship. You can choose if you have had enough and you would like to be finished with this relationship, but you are definitely searching for some sort of purpose and looking for a meaning for this relationship. And with the divine timing here, there definitely is meaning. You're supposed to be with this person. You are supposed to learn the lessons that you have through this relationship, but it could be that it is not supposed to be forever and that you do have other choices. You do have other options. We also have the Nine of Wands, which is very much about trying to stake your claim, mark your territory. So resilience, courage, persistence, test of faith, boundaries, battles, battle weary, and fatigued. Yeah, I feel like this relationship is taking a lot out of you, pile number 3. I'm just going to grab a drink. And that you're really having a difficult time navigating your feelings and this other person's feelings. But we also have the World, completion, integration, accomplishment, travel, fulfillment, enlightenment, happiness, and success. So there is definitely room for you guys to be happy here, whether it's with this person or whether you make the decision to leave. You are definitely entitled to happiness, and it is out there waiting for you. And with this last card, the Magician, manifestation, resourcefulness, power, inspired action, communication, confidence, and strength. And I want to just get one more card from this deck, but I feel like you have the ability to bring this situation back to where you want it to be. If you want to be with this person, I feel that you are definitely in a position to make this relationship work. But in order to do that, you're going to need to tap into your more vulnerable side. And being vulnerable also comes about when you have heart-to-heart conversations. I feel that you do need to release things from the past that are holding you back, that are keeping you trapped, that are stopping this relationship from moving forward. Beautiful. 6 of Swords. Challenges, transition, rite of passage, releasing baggage, guidance, harmony, and better future. So yeah, I feel like you've got a lot of baggage to release, and or your partner also has a lot of baggage to release. And I feel like there's some inner child wounds that have created issues in the relationship that need to be healed. But this is walking away from something that's not serving you and into a better situation. So pile number 3, I feel like what is happening in this relationship is a lot of transitions that are coming about through the need to learn the lessons that the relationship has to teach you. But also, I think it's bringing up a lot of emotions, things that maybe you have been running from and hiding from, and now it is time to face the music on those. You have the ability to create the relationship that you want, and it can make you feel like you have the world in your hand. You have everything that you have ever wanted. You've accomplished what it is that you want. You've integrated yourself and your partner and your beliefs into each other for a much better, much more fulfilled, happy, successful relationship. So I definitely feel like there is hope for this relationship. If you're here and you've been struggling and you're wondering if there is any hope, there definitely is. But you need to focus on what you need to fix within yourself, my pile number 3, so that then you can actually integrate those lessons into your relationship and bring about what it is that you are wanting for yourself. But I definitely think that this relationship has the ability to turn into something really beautiful. You are exactly where you're meant to be right now. Even if you are in a difficult place, this is where you are supposed to be. But it's time for you to really detach from any negativity, any mistrustful feelings, any sort of vitriol that you might have toward your partner. If you have been secretly resenting them, finding things more and more difficult and finding it more difficult to show love to them, it's time for you to detach from that negativity. Start to lean into your feminine side, your vulnerable side. Open up, have the conversations you need to have with your partner. Release any pain from the past. It's time to let that go, and that you can bring about really happy, successful outcomes by doing so. So pile number 3, I hope that resonated. If it did, please hit the like button. Thank you so much to those of you who have commented. If you want to let me know how the reading resonated for you, please do leave me a comment. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so, so much. If you have, you've made my day. And I will see you in another pile, or I will see you in another reading. Hello there, my pile number 4, if you chose Spiritual Warrior, number 42, and all these gorgeous little figurines that are holding each other in an embrace, then you are my pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. And we have, with the spiritual warrior, a full light being can awaken a room full of people without a single word. They are gifted healers, way showers, gridliners, and teachers. You know what you are deep inside, but it is hard work. Spirit is asking you not to give up yet. Pick that sword back up. You are not finished. Okay, so potentially, guys, you are struggling in a relationship and wondering if it is time to end the relationship. And this card is saying, no, there is still work to be done before you actually close the door on it. So we're going to get some more cards from the Soulmates Twin Flames deck to get some more information about what is happening in this relationship for you, my beautiful pile number 4. But you must keep fighting is what is, and not fighting is in the sense of fighting with each other, but fighting for the relationship. So, illumination, beautiful. Number 20. Your intuition is correct and is guiding you in the right direction. Trust your gut on this matter. So yeah, maybe you're going through a really difficult time at the moment and you feel that even though things are difficult and it would be easier to walk away, for whatever reason you are unable to do that right now, and you are being asked to stay on this path and to stick with things because that is the direction that you're supposed to be moving in. Of course, if your gut is telling you that you're not supposed to be with this person and you are meant to be fighting for something else, well then trust that, because you need to be trusting your gut at this point in time. We do have 42, which adds to 6, which is responsibility, nurturing, balance, and community, which makes a lot of sense with this card. And then for here we have 20, which is 2, so harmony, cooperation, patience, and relationships. So I do very much get the sense, pile number 4, that this is a relationship that is worth fighting for and that you are meant to continue on with it. And now we have Anahata, number 1, so new beginnings, independence, ambition, and innovation. Light shining out of a crack in a hardened heart can become so bright that it lights the way out of the darkest places. Spirit is asking for you to be grateful for the spiritual encounters you have, for the lessons outweigh the pain. Yeah, guys, so this tells me that you are meant to be in this relationship, that it's something that is worth fighting for, but it might be in a really difficult stage at this point in time. So it could be, we talked about in the other piles, twin flame soulmates. Soulmates typically are a relationship that you feel very comfortable in. It's very easygoing. You feel very familiar with the person. It's very comfortable, whereas twin flames are mirrors of one another, where it's designed to mirror back the things that you need to learn to grow, and vice versa for the other person who you are with. They're meant to be able to see in themselves through you what they need to do to grow, to rise up as a person, to spiritually expand. And I feel that you are definitely meant to be together no matter how difficult this is. And I'm not talking about an abusive relationship. I must say that if you're with someone you're constantly fighting, it's extremely toxic, it's not going anywhere and nothing's getting better, then completely disregard all of this and go to a different pile. You are not supposed to stay with this person. But if it's just a case of this is difficult, it is making you question yourself, you are finding that it feels like a fight to keep things on track, this is a relationship that is supposed to be happening, and this breaking open of the heart is going to allow a lot of light in, and by you not giving up at this point in time, that light is going to shine through and things are going to get better. And if the light shines through and things don't get better, then again, this is not your pile, it doesn't resonate. Walk away. You should never ever be in a relationship that is damaging yourself, your self-esteem, the way that you look at yourself, creating issues to the point that you no longer know who you are. That's not a relationship that you should be in. This should all totally be disregarded, and you should look out for yourself 100%. But if it's just that you guys are struggling, maybe you've hit a rough patch, maybe you've been with this person for quite some time and you've had some really good times, but lately things have seemed very difficult and you're just not sure how to navigate your way through them, the path will be illuminated for you soon. And if your gut feeling is telling you that you are meant to be with this person and that it is going to get better, then that is very much the case, and you are being called to still fight for this relationship. Very interesting, because I've just started pulling the romance angel cards, and we have true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. Beautiful. So pile number 4, yeah, this is a relationship that is worth fighting for. It's something that is definitely, you're being called to keep going with this relationship. I feel that there are definitely improvements on the horizon, and if things have been really hard for you and you have been struggling with your person, that things are going to get better. And also, not putting your sword down means fighting for yourself, fighting for your worth, for where you belong. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Yeah, so maybe you're even with this person and it just doesn't feel like they're the person that you would usually be with. And so that's what is making this path feel a bit murky and dark and hard to read. Maybe you are very, very different, so you are not necessarily clicking in the way that you usually would with someone, but you feel very connected to this person. This is where you're being asked to keep going with this relationship and to keep working on it and to take the lessons that are coming from this relationship. Any pain, wow. Any pain that you are being caused has lessons in it, and you're being asked to focus on those lessons. And my reason for wow is because this just came out. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. So as I said, guys, unless this relationship is damaging to you and it is causing you to look at yourself differently, not be able to have the self-esteem that you've had before, bringing you down in any way, well, then this is not your reading. Disregard it. But if it's just a case of there's some teething problems in this relationship, things are feeling a bit difficult, maybe you've been together for a while and you've hit a rough patch, and now you're questioning the whole thing, this person is your soulmate. You are supposed to be with this person, and this relationship has longevity and should continue to be explored. So I can see this is going to be a really short one. My number 4s are always short because the reading just seems to come through. The message comes through very, very quickly. But yeah, this is a really good news message. My beautiful pile number 4, you are supposed to be with this person. This relationship is headed in a better direction, but it's time for you to focus on what the lessons have been in this relationship so far. What is this relationship trying to teach you? But I love that we have true love and soulmate, and very much keep an open mind. This may not be the person that you thought that you would end up with, and now you're questioning whether you're meant to be together at all. This reading is very much saying that, yes, this is the person that you are supposed to be with, and that this relationship is going to open up a lot of joy and excitement for you. That's far too many, Spirit. So we're going to get some cards from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for some more information about what is happening in this relationship. And I get the sense that you're the one pulling away in this pile number 4. I feel like it's not a case of the other person is pulling away. I feel that you are pulling away from them because you're not sure if this relationship is meant to be. We now have number 11 by the book, and 11's manifestation suggests your thoughts are aligning with reality. Stay positive and focus on desires. And number 49, observer. So yeah, I feel like maybe this relationship doesn't feel like it's by the book. Maybe it feels as though it is not the sort of relationship that you would usually see yourself in. It's something that you wouldn't usually be in because this person is very, very different from your usual type. And so you're being asked to break away from doing things by the book, and also to be an observer, to take a step back and see what you are learning from this relationship, what lessons are coming to you, and how you're able to grow and improve who you are as a person by focusing on just observing the relationship, observing the person. And imagine, beautiful, number 20, which is true harmony, cooperation, patience, and relationships. I just felt called to get some more of these cards for you guys. I didn't in the other ones, but imagine. I feel like this is imagine what this relationship could be. Focus on how you want it to be. Manifest what it is that you want from this relationship, and imagine it in its best possible, highest form, so that you can see what this could be if you actually open your mind up and allow for this love to come in, pile number 4. So yeah, I feel that you're hesitant with this relationship moving forward, and this is very much a good sign that it absolutely is supposed to. This person is in your life right now for a reason, and I love that this is the romance of a lifetime. I feel like this is going to be the person that you say has ended up being the love of your life. It's funny because my husband is my everything, and before we got together, which was like 20 years of knowing each other and not getting together, I never ever saw him as the person that I would be with. And then I opened my mind up and I couldn't imagine being with anyone else now at all. Okay, nothing else wants to jump out, so maybe we don't need any more cards from this deck. I really just feel like I want one more. Please, Spirit. One more for my pile number 4. What is happening in this relationship? Okay, yep, I'll choose you. Building blocks. Interesting. This has come out in pretty much every reading. But yeah, you guys have the building blocks in place to create something really, really beautiful for yourselves. This is just such a positive reading. I'm loving it so much. The building blocks are there. Everything is set up and ready for you to be able to lean into this relationship and just really enjoy all of the good that comes from it. And I feel like when you let go of doubt and fear, you are going to allow so much love in that it is going to feel really wonderful, and you will know that this is the person that you are supposed to be with. And I feel that they very much know that about you. 9 of Swords, anxiety, fear, depression, nightmares, insomnia. Take action, find courage, overcoming anguish. So yeah, maybe you've been really hurt in the past, pile number 4, and if that's the case, I'm really, really sorry. But I feel like there is something in you that's holding you back from being able to trust that this relationship is going to work, and you're being asked to let go of that. You're even being asked to just observe your own emotions and what is coming up for you at this time, what is making you feel the way that you feel about this relationship. Because I'm getting that you're feeling a lot of hesitancy and fear. Here we go, definitely with the moon. Illusion, fear, anxiety, subconscious, intuition, action, hope, serenity, inspiration, and renewal. And we've got fear over here too. So yeah, I feel that something has happened to you in the past. Maybe someone has really hurt you. Maybe it's just fear because this person is not the sort of person that you would usually be with, and so you're fearful that you have made a mistake. But I definitely think that you are, at the moment, fearful of what is to come, and this reading is telling you that this person is the person for you, but you need to just take some time back, take a big breath, have a look at where the building blocks have been created and what you guys are actually starting to bring in for yourselves, because this is the love and romance of a lifetime. And we also have the 9 of Pentacles, which is very much a wish come true card. Abundance, luxury, self-sufficiency, financial independence, gratitude, and rewards of hard work. So yeah, I feel like this person isn't going to take from you. I feel like this person is here to add to your life. They're not going to take over. So maybe your fears are around, if you are with this person, you might become dependent on them. You will no longer be self-sufficient. You will not be rewarded for the hard work that you put in. This is very much telling you that you will still maintain who you are as a person. You will still be very much a sovereign citizen in your own right. You will a sovereign citizen, I don't think that's what I meant to say, but you'll retain your sovereignty. Is that a word? I don't know. You will retain your sovereign status as an individual. You will not be so consumed by this love that you lose yourself to it. You will still be your own person, and this person will love you even more for it. And I love this so much. The 4 of Wands, celebration, joy, harmony, homecoming, ending, rest, fresh starts, next stages, and progress. And in the traditional tarot, it actually shows a couple together under a little structure made of wands that reminds me very much of a wedding theming situation. So I feel that the 4 of Wands, yeah, once you let go of any fear that you have around this relationship and whether or not this is the right person for you, and if moving forward is the right thing for you to do, you will have so much to celebrate. As I've said, I feel like you will definitely come to the feeling that this person is the love of your life. They are your soulmate. This is exactly who you are supposed to be with. But you need to do things differently, not by the book, not the way that you have always done them before. It's time for you to focus inward to see what lessons this relationship is teaching you, and even the fear that you may have around being in this relationship. Why do you have that fear? Why? What lessons are in that fear that you could be learning right now? And gorgeous, Six of Cups to finish us off. Revisiting the past, nostalgia, innocence, joy, action, effort, focus, reunion, rewards, and ending. So yeah, pile number 4. This person is someone that you are meant to be with. What is happening in this relationship is that it is building and growing, and that you are going to, if you don't already, really start to feel heavily connected to this person, but without feeling like you're losing your independence in any way, shape, or form while you are with them. They will help you to expand as a person, not reduce you into codependence or any sort of situation where you lose yourself. You will be even more of yourself if that is possible, because this person is going to bring out the really wonderful side of you. So you're being asked to learn whatever lessons you are learning from the difficulties that you are experiencing right now, but to open your heart up, to let go of any fear, depression, to take action towards creating this relationship that you want, and that this is your soulmate. This is the love of your life. This is the person that is going to be with you, make you feel really special, make you feel really loved, and help crack open maybe what has been a very dark heart. Maybe your heart has been hardened because of previous relationships and hurts. This is the person who's going to crack your heart open and allow the light to come in and make you feel really loved, really special. You've got the building blocks that you can build your future from, and to allow you to imagine the highest possible frequency for this relationship, because it is definitely able to reach that frequency. You just need to allow it in. So pile number 4, I hope that that resonated. If it did, please shoot me a like. Thank you so much if you have already commented, and please do so if you would like to let me know how the reading resonated for you. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so, so much if you have. I really appreciate you, and I look forward to seeing you in another pile or in another reading.